junk mirror out of some of the junk that I collected. I put like crayons and toothpicks and noodles on it. Oh, it was fabulous. The thing that really bugs me about my mom is when I'm sleeping and she comes and she goes, "John, time to wake up." And it's just like this really annoying tune that goes,
That's just some of what you hear when you're a parent. And if you don't believe us...
Wait till you have kids!
And today on Wait Till You Have Kids, our couples are... First, we have the Edge Anashevskys, John and Margie. And they're engaged to be married. Next, it's the Wiggins, Dick and Pat, who have 4 children, 3 grandchildren, and a 3-week-old great-granddaughter. Finally, it's the Grays, Dennis and Denise, and they are the parents of one 6-year-old son. And now, let's meet the host of Wait Till You Have Kids, Tom Parks.
Welcome to Wait Till You Have Kids. Now, you've met our couples. We've been talking about our new set here, our new music. What do you think of this? Is this beautiful or what? Now, how new is it? Well, we still apparently have price tags on the props. Nothing says permanent like price tags on the props. Now, we also, these lovely couches. You guys comfortable? Oh, yes. All right. Very. In a moment, the couples will be matching their ideas on raising a family with our resident expert. She's the newest member of our family of experts. She's a licensed psychotherapist, and she's been in practice for 16 years. She's had her own television show, and she has her own radio show. Please say hello to Marilyn Kagan. Marilyn.
Good to see you.
Oh, we're dressed good.
Look at us. We're
very
matching.
nice. Very nice. Does this say anything about our relationship, the way we're...
I think that I'm like the yin for your yang. I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah. Now I'm blushing. You've looked over the problems for today?
Yes, I have.
And you've got the answers for us?
I do have the answers.
All right. You know where to sit.
Lots of information today.
Now, each time you match Marilyn couples, you'll score a point for your team. The couple with the most points at the end of the game will win some fabulous prizes and the chance to go into our bonus round and win some even bigger prizes. You ready to do that?
Yeah.
All right. If you're ready at home, we're going to do it. Before we get to our first dilemma, we asked 4-year-old Jacob what part of the movie Babe he liked the most. Jacob, what was that?
I like it when it takes his mom. When the people, they take their mom. Babe's mom.
Well, isn't that the sad part?
Yeah.
Now, the movie Babe has had quite an effect on kids, and you'll hear more about that in our first dilemma. On Christmas morning, your 5-year-old daughter, Melissa, receives a copy of the movie Babe. By the time your guests sit down to Christmas dinner, Melissa has already watched the movie 3 times. When you bring out the 12-pound ham, Melissa bursts into tears and wails, "You're gonna eat Babe for Christmas dinner?" As the group loses its collective appetite, do you A, make her a PB&J and let her watch television while the rest of you eat Babe? B, tell her this isn't Babe. This is a different kind of ham that's okay to eat. Or C, send the ham home with a friend and order pizza. Now, you have one vote between you, but if you don't agree in this round, men, you have the final say. Each correct answer in round 1 is worth 1 point. We'll start with the Kedge Anashevskys.
All right, this is a little crazy, but at the age of 4, I reached the same conclusion that this young lady is having. And my parents let me become a vegetarian.
Wow.
And they let me eat the PB&J and watch TV. So I would have to say A.
You say A, make her the PB&J sandwich. Margie?
And I agree right away because I'm a vegetarian.
So you two are meant for each other.
Let's go with it!
Hey, yes! Yeah! All right, John and Margie, very good. Dick, Pat, the Wiggins, what do you say about this Christmas dinner dilemma?
I don't eat ham either, so I would say make PB&J.
Hold
Dick?
it just a minute.
Pat. Yeah,
Kind of agree, but I would tell her B, that it's a different kind of ham.
No,
It's a
no.
I
different
wouldn't
kind
go
of
with a
ham.
PB.
No,
Well,
no, no, no,
Pat,
the A. The
Dick
A.
has the final say here.
No way.
Dick, what?
Since we have the
It's
final
impossible.
say.
How could he have the last say?
Whoops.
What are you going to say, Dick? B, tell her this is a different kind of ham. Dennis, Denise, the Grays.
I don't know. I think if I say to her, just make a P&J and watch TV, she may say, well, what about you? Are you still going to eat the ham? You're going to still eat Babe.
Right.
So I think I would tell her this is a different kind of ham. It's not Babe.
No.
Okay, I have to go with C.
I see Denise shaking her head.
No, I wouldn't lie to my child, and why ruin my dinner and everyone else's? I'm going to go with A. I'm going to make her a peanut butter and jelly and put her in front of the TV.
Dennis, did she convince you on that?
Not at all.
There it is. It's a B. Tell her it's a different kind of ham. Now, after considerable difficulty, we've got 2 B's and an A. Marilyn, which way do you go on this ham
Dave
business?
has become a dilemma in households. You know, sending the ham home and ordering a pizza is really giving a 5-year-old too much power and too much control about what's going on. It's Christmas, after all, and this is what you want to do. But making her a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and sending her to television it makes some sense. However, at 5, she can become, at least for special occasions, a part of the family. So you know what? We're going to use the defensive that's a little bit of a half-truth and tell her that this is a different kind of ham. They're pretty literal at that age. So let's say we're going to go for B.
All right, the guys are vindicated. Dick and Dennis, you guys score a point. Kedge and Ashuskis, you haven't scored yet, but we're going to come back with round 2 and more. Wait till you have kids right after this. All right. Worth 2 points. In this round, men, you still have the final say, all right? Now, before we get on to our next dilemma, let's meet 6-year-old Daisy commenting on some of the less fortunate. Daisy, who would that be?
How do you feel about bald people?
How do I feel about bald people? Well, I feel sometimes that people should not do that.
No, I mean, I'm not saying bold people. I'm saying bald people.
Oh, bald people. Well, I think that that's the way they like their hair to be cut off, and that's the way it should be. It should be what they like.
Do you think that's what I wanted to happen to my hair?
No.
To really understand, I think, Brandy, our director, could you get a shot? The gentleman in that clip was our producer, Jay Wolpert. And Randy, can you get a shot of Jay to show him? Yeah. Is that the way you want it? No. Okay. Now, here we go. Here's your first dilemma. He's at it again. Your 19-year-old son, Philip, is hanging off the edge of his bed, head dangling towards the floor, because he heard if he lets the blood rush to his head, it will help his thinning hair. So far, all Philip's gotten for his trouble is rosy cheeks and a lot of headaches. Philip is agonizing over losing his hair just like Grandpa did. And all those oils and cream treatments are doing nothing but ruining your best towels. What should you do? A, rent The King and I and let Yul Brynner show him that bald is beautiful. B, let him pick out a hairpiece at Sid Spaulding's Follicle Fraternity. Or C, leave Philip alone. It's not your headache. All right. Round 2, we start with the Wiggins. What do you say?
I would leave Philip alone. If he wants to dangle off the end of the bed, that's his problem.
So you say it's C?
C.
Dick, you agree?
You're not going to tell a 19-year-old anything.
Yeah.
So
And we're not talking about ham anymore, so...
he's on his own,
C.
hair and all.
Dennis, Denise, Philip's losing his hair. What are you going to do?
Well, I happen to think bald looks absolutely wonderful, and I would rent The King and I and show him that bald is beautiful.
Yeah?
So I'm going to go
Dennis?
with A.
You're sort of inching towards it there.
I would have to agree. It'd be A.
Yeah, A, show him The King and I. Bald is beautiful. All right. The grades say A. Kedge, Anashuski, John, Margie.
Well, you know, I'm betwixt and between. I like the short hair look, but I'm thinking you got to leave the kid alone. So it's probably C.
You say C. Margie, do you agree?
Well, I think if you take him in to pick out a hairpiece, he may start wearing like Marilyn Monroe wigs or something. So I would go with C.
You agree on C.
C it is.
C So we've got 2 C's and an A. What are we going to do about Philip's hair, Marilyn?
Oh, boy, hair is a big deal with men and women. But I think renting the king and I and showing him bald is beautiful is a lovely gesture. But that doesn't really get to the heart of the matter, which is that he hasn't really made a lot of peace with his thinning hair. Letting him pick out a hairpiece kind of colludes with that something's really wrong. So I wouldn't do that. What I would do is say, you know what, you're old enough. You make up your own mind. I hope you find peace with it. Leave it alone. It's C.
All right. C is it. That means at the end of round 2, the Wiggins have 3 points. The Kedge and Ashuskis have 2 points. The Grays have 1 point. But we move on to our third dilemma. Each correct answer is worth 3 points. In this round, women, you have the final say. Now, I think most people would agree that change is often a healthy thing. It, of course, depends on what kind of change we're talking about. Here's our third dilemma. When your daughter Sasha turned 13, she began a frightening metamorphosis. She went from preppy to schleppy, practically overnight. You love her dearly, but quite frankly, you are ashamed to be seen with her in public. What should you do? A, make a videotape. When she sees how awful she looks, she'll be begging for a trip to the mall. B, let her dress like a slob when she's with her friends, but insist on the old Sasha with you. C, get over it. She's a teenager. It's her job to rebel a little. All right, this is round 3. How do you want your 13-year-old to dress? Grays. Dennis, Denise.
I think you have to have a compromise. You want her to be able to show her own individuality. At the same time, when she was with me, I want her to be able to respect how I am with my friends.
Yeah.
So I would have to go with B.
Denise, we need a quick answer. What have you got?
C, get over it. She's a teenager.
There you go. Show me C. Get over it. Kedge and Ashuskis, we need a quick answer. Margie, John?
I will go. I say get over it. She's a teenager. I was a teenager once, and I dressed like a...
I'm all with the quick answer.
All right, there you go. See, it is. Wiggins, Dick, Pat.
She's a kid, you know. Just go with it. Go with C.
Pat?
I agree. Go
You
with
agree?
C.
Say C. Everybody says C. Marilyn, how do you dress your 13-year-old?
Well, making a videotape isn't going to win any favors with her because she thinks she looks terrific. So you could think she looks like a slob, but she loves it. That's what everybody else does. And C, she's only 13. She's a new teenager. She still needs not that much autonomy. And so I think, yes, she has a right to rebel, but she also needs to live and work within the parameters of what you still say is okay. So I'd say let her dress like a slob when she's with her friends and make sure you let her know what you need when she's around you. It's B.
All right. Nobody scores a point there. At the end of round 3, it's still the Wiggins 3, the Kedge and Ashuskis 2, and the Grays 1. When we come back, we'll play our fourth and final round where every answer is worth 4 points and everybody gets a chance to play. We'll see how that works right after this.
Who Have Kids presents the 1997 Geo Metro LSI 4-door with daytime running lamps, dual airbags, available ABS, and lots of room for your stuff from your Chevrolet Geo dealers. And now back to Tom Parks for more of Wait Till You Have Kids.
Well, we're back in the final round, round number 4. Now, in this round, each member of our couple is going to punch in their answer independently, and they'll be locked in. Now, before we get to our last dilemma, let's listen as 4-year-old Allison describes her first apartment. Allison?
When I was in my mama's tummy, the food came down on my head and it was like taking a food bath. Then I would grab it. And my mother was thinking about she would have a baby, and she did. She wanted it to be a girl, and it was.
Now, the miracle of human birth has usually been a spectacle reserved for adults. The dilemma is, should it stay that way? Listen to this. When you told 8-year-old Nora she was going to get a new sister, she wasn't exactly thrilled. You did everything you could to get her excited. You let her pick the baby crib, feel the baby kick, and choose the baby's name. You did such a good job, now she wants to watch the baby's birth. What do you do? A, let her. It'll be a wonderful experience for the whole family. B, take her to grandma's. Childbirth is not a spectator sport. Or C, let her come to the hospital, but keep her in the waiting room until after the baby's born. Okay, this is for the game. Lock in your answers, couples. Now, contestants, each correct answer is worth 4 points, so there's a possibility of adding 8 points to each of your scores. And at this point, it's anybody's game. Everybody's locked in their answers. We'll start with the couple that's leading. That's the Wiggins. Pat, what do you say?
I would let her come to the hospital, but keep her in the waiting room.
So you say it's C.
Yes, I do.
All right. Dick?
I agree. She's part of the family. She's got to be, should be there.
Keep her in the waiting room, though. We'll go to John and Margie. Kedge, Anashusky. Margie, what do you say to this dilemma?
I go with let her come to the hospital and keep her in the waiting rooms.
You say C.
Rock and roll.
John, you agree? You say C. Dennis, Denise, the Grays, what do you say?
Let her come to the hospital and keep her in the waiting room.
Keep her in the waiting room. Denise?
Take her to Grandma.
You say B. Take her to Grandma's. Marilyn, what do you do in this situation?
Well, you know, you've come so far to make her feel part of it that taking her to Grandma's really gives it another message after you've said, you know, we're in this all together. But allowing her to really watch the whole pleasure and pain of birth may just be too much for her. So I'd say, how about C? Bring her into the hospital, let her be there right when the baby is born.
All right, that means the Wiggins win! Congratulations, Dick and Pat. Unfortunately, that means we have to say goodbye to the Kedge Anashuskis. Thank you for being on our show. Dennis, Denise, lovely having you here. We're going to have to say goodbye to the Grays, but we have some fantastic gifts for you backstage. Pat, Dick, let's take a look at what you've won right here. Take a look.
It's a new dishwasher. Gibson's portable dishwasher featuring 3 levels of washing action, deluxe upper and lower racks, and a special fan drying system from Gibson. And a chandelier. Schoenbeck's Versailles collection, designed by Arnold Schoenbeck. Magnificent recreations of French Baroque chandeliers with a lavish display of hand-cut Bohemian French pendelogs. Furnished by Schoenbeck. Back to you, Tom.
Dick said chandelier. Now we're going to have to get a dining room. Oh, no. Well, in a moment, you're going to come back and you'll be ready to light up our house and win thousands of dollars in prizes, okay? Okay, we're going to do that right after this. Welcome back to Wait Till You Have Kids. All right, Wiggins, 4 children, 3 grandchildren, and 1 great-grandchild. Of course you're standing here. You have the most experience.
Hi.
Are you ready to light up our house?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to read a series of situations pertaining to children. If you think it's a problem, display your problem card. If you think it's not a problem, display your okay card. The answers have been determined by our friend Marilyn. Each time you match her, you'll light up a window in our house. You'll answer alternately. Light up 7 windows in 60 seconds, and you'll win this right here. Take a look.
Let's see what's in the mailbox today. It's a trip to Hawaii. We'll fly you and a guest from Los Angeles to Honolulu for a week stay at the Outrigger Reef on the beach. A royal outrigger fronting one of the finest stretches of Waikiki Beach. Located near shopping, restaurants, and entertainment. Outrigger Hotels Hawaii, where value stays in style. And to help you enjoy your trip, we're also giving you $1,000 in cash. Back to you, Tom.
Okay, Dick, Pat, $1,000 on a trip to Hawaii. Pretty good?
Great.
All right.
Super.
Take your positions. The clock will begin when I read the first situation. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Good luck, Pat. When you ask your 7-year-old son to share, he throws a tantrum.
Oh, that's okay.
No, that's a problem. Your 3-year-old son thinks it's hilarious to wear his underwear on his head.
That's okay.
Yes, that's okay. Your 5-year-old son wants to jump off the roof to see how high he'll bounce.
That's a problem.
Yes, that's a problem. Your 10-year-old daughter reads all through dinner.
That's okay.
No, that's a problem. Your 15-year-old daughter gets a friend to iron her hair.
That's okay.
Yes, that's okay. Your 9-year-old daughter showers 3 times a day.
That's okay.
No, that's a problem. Every time your 5-year-old son plays house, he wants to be the mom.
That's okay.
Yes, that's okay. On Sundays, your 16-year-old son stays in his pajamas all day and watches football.
That's okay.
Yes, that's okay. Your 4-year-old daughter draws pictures of herself with no arms.
That's okay.
No, that's a problem. Your 8-year-old daughter would rather read the encyclopedia than a comic book.
That's okay.
Yes, that's okay. Your 10-year-old daughter wants a nose job.
That's okay.
No, that's a problem. Your 5-year-old son keeps asking you to ride in the trunk of the car.
That's a problem.
No, that's okay. Oh, I'm
sorry. You were so close. Come on down, Pat, Dick. You didn't win the trip, but you did light up 6 windows. That's $100 a window. That's $600. You got the dishwasher. You got the chandelier. That was great. Marilyn, come on out. Marilyn Kagan. Well, there you have it. For those of you who are parents, you may or may not agree with what you've heard today, but I bet it rings a bell. For those of you who aren't parents, well, wait till you have kids. So close.
Some of our contestants may receive gift certificates good at a Service merchandise store. Select top name brand products and quality jewelry from their over 600-page catalog or at any of their over 400 stores nationwide. A great way to shop from Service Merchandise. And this Jules Jurgensen man's and ladies' attractive gold-tone bracelet and case quartz timepiece with pearlized Roman numeral dial. Furnished by Jules Jurgensen. Wait Till You Have Kids is a production of J. Wolpert Enterprises in association with MTM Enterprises, Inc.